Another high school wrestling season is in full swing. These early season matchups are learning experiences. For fans, they get to see who will step up and take the place of last year's graduated seniors. The returning athletes get to see how much they've improved during the offseason. And coaches get to juggle their lineups to see what combinations work and give them the best chance to succeed. High school wrestling is back, and it's coming your way next. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our first telecast of another season of live high school wrestling action here on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. So glad they're back as our prime sponsor again this year, and so glad you could join us here this evening. John Reppes along with George Hartwick. We're here at Lower Dauphin High School for a Mid-Penn Keystone matchup between the Falcons of Lower Dauphin and the Cedar Cliff Colts. And partner, it's hard to believe it's been 10 months since our last telecast, but we're back at it again. Two old rivals going at it, two contenders in Mid-Penn Keystone. A lot of talent on the mat tonight, but both lineups have a lot of holes to fill. Well, 10 months and you haven't aged. I don't know what the secret is, John. Same to you. We're back here at wrestling, and there couldn't be a better storyline tonight related to two traditions and two programs that really have put Central Pennsylvania wrestling on the mat. We've got Lower Dauphin. We're here in the historic Lower Dauphin gym where they take the lights out, put one light over the mat, so all high drama is right here at the center against Cedar Cliff, who's really had a strong statement win earlier this week against Redland. I know they've got solid kids throughout the lineup, and particularly at 132, 138, and potentially at 195, we're going to see some quality wrestling, and it's a great opportunity to bring it to our Central Pennsylvania fans at home again. As George said, it's one of the great settings in all of high school wrestling. They dim the lights, sit back, because you're going to have the best seat in the house, as we like to say. So get ready. It's Cedar Cliff and Lower Dauphin coming your way next on High School Sports Live, presented by PHFA.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two. It's dinner time.
When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help home ownership dreams come true.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
I am anything I want to be.
I am one of the faces of Commonwealth Charter Academy.
I go to school online, tuition free.
I learn best at my own pace.
My own pace.
I'll see school differently. I learn from anywhere.
From anywhere. I'm an artist.
I'm a musician.
I am an athlete. I am anything I want to be.
And I won't stop learning.
I am CCA.
Join me today at ccaeducate.me.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
Are you suffering from ongoing aches and pains? Did you get a little too ambitious enjoying your favorite activities? Don't live in pain. Contact the great team at NovaCare Rehabilitation or Select Physical Therapy for relief today. From our individualized treatment plans and convenient hours to a highly trained and compassionate clinical team, we are your only choice for physical therapy, hand therapy, sports medicine, and work health services. Your healing can start today. Visit our website to schedule an appointment at one of our convenient community-based locations or call 800-770-6682.
Welcome back to Lower Dauphin. John Repslung with George Hartwick. We're getting ready for Cedar Cliff and Lower Dauphin. We're starting the old-fashioned way, starting at 106 pounds tonight. But unfortunately, not a whole lot of action, because we're going to start off with a forfeit here for Cedar Cliff right off the bat. So Aiden Lewis of Cedar Cliff gets the forfeit there. So make it 6-0 Cedar Cliff. We move to 113, and it's going to be a similar story. Again, another forfeit for the Colts.
Both guys, Coach Rapsey said, are pretty tough. He was expecting bonus points from each one of them, but we'd rather see a matchup than a freebie.
So now we're going to really get to the action. Move to 120 pounds. And we'll see our first live wrestling action of the year here on ABC 27.3. Brought to you by PHFA, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Sean Donnelly for Lower Dauphin, taking on Creed
Bogardus
of Cedar Cliff.
Both counter shot, reshot. Bogardus being the aggressor so far.
Both teams in blue singlets tonight. Cedar Cliff, the navy blue with the white waistband. Lower Dauphin with the royal blue color tonight with the white trim.
Underhook, both guys sort of just tying each other up, filling each other out. You can't come in and be tough on the head and expect to get a shot out of that. Now a throw by, now a dump try. Out of bounds line, comes in again. Again, Bogardus being the aggressor. The only one to use anything offensive. Now high crotch into a dump situation. Donnelly now hooks a leg and is able to actually clear. It gets the first two. Shows you when you get in there on a high crotch, you need to take that angle and finish quick. You hang out there too long, you got a long wrestler like Donnelly here. He's able to hook that leg and spin around in a defensive two. Now riding the ankle, not doing a whole lot here. Bogardus working again, in on the leg, faces Donnelly. Now working towards his feet. Donnelly still in control, has the back leg, trying to work a near side cradle. Bogardus back on his feet, trying to earn a neutral. Now does. 2-1. Sean Donnelly of Lower Dauphin still in the lead.
And we come to the end of the first period. A 2-1 count, both wrestlers sophomores on the mat tonight. Here's the
As you can see, he hooked that back leg. He's able to clear the arm to earn two.
Back to live action at 120.
Bogardus selecting the defensive position to begin period number 2. Now Donnelly listening to the cry of his coaches. As a tall guy, he's working a near side cradle, unable to lock it up. Now Bogardus trying to get hand control again, trying to face Donnelly. He's able to come forward. Donnelly trying to pin the backside. Now is able to throw legs in to maintain control. This position 9 out of 10 times will end in a stalemate and probably will happen pretty quickly. With holding that arm, not much can be done here. As long as he holds on to that arm. Now he's trying, gets the leg out, able to spin back in, earns one.
Knotted at 2.
And again, Bogardus really the only one pressing the offensive action. It appears that Donnelly's strategy seems to be from a defensive perspective. When Bogardus shoots, he looks to counter. Again, backing away a little bit. And again, Donnelly still backing away. He's got to wrestle in. Not going to do much just by hanging on that head there. They got to work underneath the arms. Again, now double leg by Bogardus, trying to drive, out of bounds. Again, offensive aggressor. I wouldn't be surprised to see Donnelly called for stalling here.
17 seconds left, second period, knotted at 2.
And no shots taken.
So not a whole lot of action in that second period, but we did manage to knot the score at 2-2. We go to the third.
Donnelly selecting defense.
Again, if you're not familiar with wrestling, the potential for 3 2-minute periods. 5 different ways to score individual points. Wrestler with the most points wins team points, and depending what your margin of victory depends how many team points you get. At the end of the night, you add up all the scores, and most points win.
Right now, again, Donnelly bracing out. I'm surprised the official is not forcing him to act. You can't wrestle with your head on the mat. Now he works on to his feet. Now tries to switch. Switch, now re-switch. Re-switch coming. Bogardus still in the offensive position here, although Donnelly's come around, grabbed the leg. He needs to then secure it in order to gain 2 reversal, bring him down to the mat. Even if they're standing and he gains control, it's 2. But at this point, it doesn't look like he's going to. Right now, a wizard situation. If they come out of this right now, it would be a 1 neutral. 1 neutral. (3-2) Sean Donnelly. 50 seconds left in the third period. And again, no warnings for stalling despite being a defense. He's just hanging on to those elbows underneath. Again, promoting no action. Backing away. There's your first stalling warning. Now a dump try by Bogardus. He needs to pop his head out to earn this. Donnelly still hanging tough. He's tall and lanky, so it's going to be tough to finish. He needs to come up and clear that arm. He does not have it yet. Good hold by the official. Good hold by the official. I still agree. There is no 2 earned yet. Still no 2 earned yet. 8 seconds to go. 8 seconds to go, and he's holding on. Actually, he cleared it there. That's 2. That's 2 at the end of the period. That's true. No, that's correct. That is a very good call by the official.
What a finish. Not much action, but they turned it on the last minute there.
You see, he had to clear his arm on the inside to gain control, and he did it right there with about 4 seconds to go. There it is, once he clears the arm.
You're watching High School Sports Live on AB's 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Are you suffering from ongoing aches and pains? Did you get a little too ambitious enjoying your favorite activities? Don't live in pain. Contact the great team at NovaCare Rehabilitation or Select Physical Therapy for relief today. From our individualized treatment plans and convenient hours to a highly trained and compassionate clinical team, we are your only choice for physical therapy, hand therapy, sports medicine, and work health services. Your healing can start today. Visit our website to schedule an appointment at one of our convenient community-based locations or call 800-770-6682.
Back at Lower Dauphin, our first live match of the night really went down to the wire. And Creed Bogardus of Cedar Cliff came out away with a 4-3 win there. So that ups the Colt advantage to 15-0 as we move on now to 126 pounds.
Don't blink. This might be over quick.
J.J. Wilson of Cedar Cliff.
I guess announcing today he's going to be attending Cornell University. Mason Klingen. Now he's locked up. Looks like it will be a quick fall.
Very quick. J.J. Wilson, winner by fall. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Back at Lower Dauphin, it's been all Cedar Cliff Colts so far. 2 forfeits to start off the night and 2 successive wins. A decision at 120, a pin at 126. So that moves us on now to 132. Michael Cassidy of Cedar Cliff at 32. Taking on Rick Skidmore of Lower Dauphin.
This again might be a quick one. They were expecting a matchup between Cassidy and El Haj. It looks like, I'm sorry, Walters, which looks like Walters is going to be bumped up to 38. This armbar being run around there. It was determined that it was brought away from the body and run to the ear rather than across the body, which is a potentially dangerous move. Referee stops it, gets them back in the starting position. Cassidy now gathering the arm again, trying to put the bar in. Now goes on a one-on-one, twists it up underneath, puts it across the body. Needs to keep that across the body and against the body. Now he's going to gather the head up. Now he's going to lace it. Lace it, which he's done. Got to be careful not to rip it away from the body too much. Really great job of defense there by Skidmore. That's tough to get out of. Now he runs the bar again. Now the bar's run correctly. Back points are beginning to be earned. It's not a comfortable position there.
I'm Winston just watching.
And again, they pulled against the body.
20 seconds to go yet to try to hold on.
Trying to bridge. Now he's trying to come across the body to become perpendicular. Now he grabs, trying to force him down.
10 seconds.
Again, new rule this year, you can get pinned out of bounds.
3 near fall points. Cassidy racked up an impressive performance here in the opening period at 132 pounds. So he has a 7-0 lead over Rick Skidmore.
Skidmore defers. Cassidy selects the neutral position to begin the second period.
George, earlier you mentioned the fact that Skidmore did a great job on the defensive end. Is that something that really doesn't get enough attention? Is somebody's defensive skills usually, the offensive, the aggressor is the guy that gets all of the attention?
Yeah, but in this match here, it's clear that the goal is to not give up bonus points. And he did a great job of fighting off his back, but there's only so many times you can go to that well. It really wears you down physically to bridge and then fight off. And again, he finds himself here with a double armbar position, which is, again, very grueling and uses up a lot of energy, but still, to Skidmore's credit, continues to fight. Now he's going to sit, which is going to make this really difficult. If he can gather them both and pop them up in the air, it's going to be difficult to hold this off. Oh, great job. Now he switches to a half. This should end it right here. This should end it.
Second period pin for Michael Cassidy of Cedar Cliff at 132. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Call Logan or Warren Stumpf at Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Back at Lower Dauphin, George, we've been in this building before when it's been really rocking, and so far there really hasn't been a whole lot for the home team to cheer about, is it?
It looks like the West Shore Cedar Cliff Colts have come in here and stunned Lower Dauphin with a 27-0 lead. Now up at 138 is Christian Prestel and Tyler Walters. No TT Elhaj tonight. That's surprising. Nice counter by Walters. Earns the first 2. First time the home team crowd has a little something to cheer about, and they're already getting into the match.
Christian Prestel, Tyler Walters.
Walters throwing a leg in. Now going on a power half. Again, I always tell the wrestlers, if you're going to throw legs, you got to use them. Turn them to the back. You just can't stand there and ride with them. Walters getting out of the legs now. Prestel, nice switch. Ties up the match at 2-2. Walters now. Granby. Prestel was able to maintain control. Now gives a little bit of his medicine he had to take a little while ago. Has double boots in over the top. And this is a difficult position for the bottom guy. Again, if you got double boots in, you really got to use it. Otherwise, it's either going to be a stalemate, which the official called, rightfully so. Not much you can do on the bottom.
Is he listening to our telecaster?
No.
Usually when you say it, he doesn't, right?
Well, that's because Bob's an experienced official, seen a lot of wrestling as a coach and an official, and it always his calls a fair and good match.
We're on the same wavelength. Escape. So Walters 3-2 lead now.
So that's the way it's going to end.
(3-2) after opening period at 1:38.
The Advanced Troops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have
It's going to be Prestel starting in the top position.
Yep, Walters had selection there, selected defense. You be careful with hipping over there and putting yourself in a difficult spot. I heard the coach cringe as he did it. Now Prestel trying to work a bar and then switches to a far side half. Now the bar back in. He's got to flatten him out before he tries to run it. Got to get him off his base to do it. Not being able to do it. Walters nice. Squared him up for one. Ties the match up.
Earlier we talked about both teams having some holes in the lineup. It was evident with 2 forfeits right off the bat for Lower Dauphin. Cedar Cliff had a really good run last year, a runner-up in the District 3 team title. Lost in the quarterfinals to eventual champion Nazareth in the state championship, team championships. But they lost a lot of qualifiers. And Rob Rapsey, is just basically next man up. Those guys move on. Others are just stepping in and taking their place.
I think from the lightweights perspective, he viewed it as reloading. They got a couple of studs. 106 and 113 you might not know, but you will. With Cedar Cliff, they have great wrestling to cultivate talents and recognize those talents early in elementary school, and a great junior high program. So there's no shortage of talent through the pipeline.
And I think one of the important things is they have numbers. When you just look at the weigh-in sheets, they weighed in a lot more wrestlers tonight than Lower Dauphin did.
And when you have numbers and success, it breeds additional interest. People like to win, and Rapsy has shown that they've continued their tradition of Roger Craig, or Bob Craig, and continue to winning tradition here at Cedar Cliff.
You're still in football mode there with Roger Craig. 49er fans would be happy to hear you say that.
How could I ever forget Bob Craig? When I was the first official, he'd always give you the stage, and he could control a crowd better than any other coach. And he'd stomp his feet and throw his hands at you, which would get you some kind of warning. But everybody had respect for Coach Craig. And at the end of the match, he said, "Don't worry, kid. I was just rousing you up a little bit."
He was the same way in football, too, on the sideline. Okay, so we're back to action here. Tyler Walters, 4-2 lead over Christian Pressel of Cedar Cliff. Just past the halfway point of this match in period number 2.
Really competitive match so far. Both guys equally matched in all positions. Prestel now, got to be careful. Walters trying to get a takedown, headlock, still has a hold of it. Not giving it up either. Prestel needs to pop his head. He needs to pop his head. Be careful not to let it go. And there it is.
2 on the takedown. We're knotted at 4.
Walters got himself out of position, tried to have a headlock without an arm and a head really secure, and Prestel just needed to base himself out and pop his head in order to earn the 2. Exciting coming into the third period. Less than a second to go here in the second. Knotted up at 4.
Can't really do much with 0.8 of a second there, can you? Here's a quick look at this one again.
Prestel has choice here in the third period, and obviously chooses the defensive position, hoping to get out and earn 1. Does so. Under 10 seconds. Not a bad move for Walters either. You got to be on your feet. That's where it's going to win it here.
From a strategy position, does it make more sense to start in the down position because the possibility of getting that point is a little bit more in your favor than trying to score from when you're on top?
I always tell wrestlers when I'm coaching or talking to them, getting out from the bottom is a matter of will. It's a matter of continue to put 2-3 moves together, and they have the mindset of not being held down. And you know, more likely will you get out from the bottom than you will score from the top. But you know, always things will end up. I think the one position you can never figure out a way to avoid is being on your feet in neutral. You're going to end up there at some points of the match. So being good from your feet is essential in wrestling. And that's where this one probably will be won or lost. Coming down to a minute. Prestel with a 5-4 lead. Walters now trying to work a front headlock. Doesn't have much secure. Prestel's working the wrists okay, but he's got to be careful. He's backing away.
Backing off. 49 seconds. Back to neutral. Prestel going into a 5-4 lead.
First step away. He's not trying to come in. I wouldn't be surprised to see official Bob Gano hitting him with a stalling warning. Smart. You see how he worked him back in, so he pushed him off. That avoided the stalling call there.
A good official will notice that right off the start, that if his first step's backed, it's a red flag to say, hey, he's backing up and he's not promoting the action. Right?
That's what he's doing. But again, a part of this is Walters needs to be doing something, not just pushing. He's got to be attempting to take him down. And right now, he's got a body lock. Now he's going to try a headlock. Same thing that put him in a bad position before.
So they come back to the middle. 12 seconds left. Prestel of Cedar Cliff still with a 5-4 lead. Walters has to go for it.
Just blocking him off here.
Looks like he's going to come up a little bit short. Christian Prestel of Cedar Cliff, a winner by 5-4 decision at 138. The Colts extend their advantage. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Back at the Lower Dauphin, it's been all Colts so far. 30-0, whitewashing the Falcons. We move on to 145. Here comes your man. Here comes TT.
And he comes out
the
strong.
crowd going.
His uncle, Tony El-Haj, former state champion from Steel High of all places. His father, Troy El-Haj, is also a cop from Stilton, and it looks like TT might be putting Lower Dauphin on the board here. Earns 3 near fall, making it 5-0.
He's taking on Keyshawn Pori of Cedar Cliff.
Crossface. He's going to either crossface here. Now he goes power half.
TT, just a sophomore, coming off a 30-win season last year for the Falcons.
Now he corkscrewed him, got him to his back. Again, needs to gather that head. There it is.
And there it is. Just over a minute. TT El-Haj of Lower Dauphin gets the Falcons on the board at 145. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Hit the road with Jack. Hit the road with the Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 8 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, and Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. A Giambalvo family dealership. Over 20 million in new and pre-owned inventory with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family's been a part of your community for decades. Hit the road with Jack and find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Lower Dauphin finally gets on the board with a pin at 145 by TT El-Haj. It's now 30-6 in favor of Cedar Cliff, and we move on to 152. Joey Stoke of Lower Dauphin
versus Marcus Vassar from Cedar Cliff. Joey Stoke, again, one of the more seasoned wrestlers for Lower Dauphin. Immediately coming out, earning 2, and looks like he's going to end it. Right there,
yeah, really quick. 24-second pin by Joey Stoke. That gets the crowd into it. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
So after getting whitewashed in the first couple of bouts, Lower Dauphin has come back with 2 pins in a row to make this a match. It's 30-12 as now we move on to 160 pounds. Clayton Ulrey of Lower Dauphin
versus Daniel
Segui. Daniel Segui of Cedar Cliff against Clayton Ulrey of Lower Dauphin.
And Clayton Ulrey, many of you may know, freshman last year, district champ as a freshman last year, so high hopes for him as he returns into his sophomore season.
Kamal Pegram, the coach of Lower Dauphin, really has a couple of good building blocks to really build around for this program in the future, with both El-Haj and Ulrey being sophomores this year.
Yep.
And as you had mentioned, with the success they had last year, both with 30-win seasons.
I think Lower Dauphin, when it comes to 32 now through 60, can compete with anybody. It's just those early forfeits and a little bit green at the lighter weights. Still no takedown. A minute going by in the first. Nice high crotch. Good reach shot. Nice spin back. Good block and turnaround. Now this is nice. He's got this deep. That's buried. If he's able to turn him with this, ooh, man, he missed his opportunity. He really stabbed that right in there deep early, and then great job by the Cedar Cliff wrestler Segui, trying to fight back off and immediately putting his hip square to the mat. Now he gets it again and buries it tight. That looks like that's not his first rodeo with that half. He really puts that thing in there tight, and he spins him towards his body and then buries it deeper. That hurts. It's getting close to potentially dangerous. Bob Gano might step in here.
And he does call dangerous move right there with just under 6 seconds left. Opening period. Clayton Ulrey, Lower Dauphin in command, 4-1 lead.
He puts that half in so slick. It's like a scoop in and then really deep. It's fun to watch. You see how he does it? He sneaks it in and pulls you right back on your body, and by the time you come around, he's got you buried.
Here's another look.
Nice block and spin by. And look at it, it's already put in there. He missed that opportunity.
And I guess that's a learning experience. He may have missed that one, but let's see if he misses again, or if he nails it next time.
He's went back to it 3 times and it's successful. I think it's probably his primary way to end these matches. And it's real slick how he does it. Nice ankle pick. Really nice. He's got to work it up. He's got to gather both legs. He's not able to. There you go. Got them both. He's already awarded the 2. Watch him sit on his butt and throw this half. Here it is again.
Now the grind.
Here it is. Look, sit on his butt, throw the half, and then come up and grind it in.
It's textbook, isn't it?
Oh, he pulls you in, lets you think you're there, and then he just buries it deeper. Here it is.
Well, from Segui's position, what can you do to counter that?
You don't get your arms tied up.
Okay.
You don't let him get underneath you at all. So you got to block him out, keep your arms in tight, and continue to fight hands. Don't let him get underneath your arms. Well, this looks ugly too. Segui doing a great job of fighting us off, because that is a deep half. And Segui a little double jointed there.
And he's feeling the effects of it.
That's no fun under there. I mean, to taste your armpit for about 45 seconds, wow. you get a close encounter. It's not a comfortable place to be.
I have to give it to you, George. That's the first time I've heard you use that analogy in all the years we've been doing this together.
Well, they scoop your head and really put it right up underneath there, and when it's locked in, it wears you out. And again, sitting into it, putting it deep. Segui doing a good job of continuing to move there, but still letting them underneath. And again, from there, you got to block hands, work to your feet, and get out. See how he's over? You can't do anything over top of the arm. He's doing a good job of blocking it out there.
So Clayton Ulrey of Lower Dauphin with a commanding 10-1 lead after 2 periods. Here's another look.
Takedown. Gathers a 2.
So right now with a 9-point margin, this would be a major decision. It would be worth 4 points for Lower Dauphin.
Just for those at home, coaches only have the ability to gain clarification and not question judgment. So it looks like Coach Rapsey's trying to go over and really go through the scoring process so he better understands. Score remains 10-1 after the short conference. Now trying to gather the second leg. He's got the first one, needs to bring him back to the center of the mat. Don't let him use the line as a friend. He's trying now to work out. Got to stay in bounds with supporting points. And you must wrestle in. You cannot dive out of bounds. You got to wrestle in. Nope, unable to get it.
So briefly, just looking at the scoring, 3 points for a decision. That's a win by less than 8 points. A major decision if you win between 8 and 14. If you get up by 15 points, that's a technical foul and the match ends. And that's 5 points. Of course, a fall, forfeit, default, or disqualification is worth 6. Right now, Ulrich in the 4-point range for a major decision as we approach.
Stalemate. Back to her feet. One thing I notice about Ulrich, he puts 1, 2, 3 moves together, and that's what you need to do to be successful. Again, 1 down, snap down, snap down. Now he's stopped.
You might be able to counter one, but then you have to worry about the next one and then the next one.
Yep. You continue to move like that, you're going to get the takedown. The question is, what kind of gas you got in the tank? And right now, 48 seconds to go.
Let's give some credit to Segui. As much as Ulrich's been in command here, he's really been doing a good job fighting it off.
And that was interesting. You don't see that too often. It shot in on his leg. He really did a complete 360 against the arm and was able to spin around and earn 2.
Point margin, 25 seconds left.
Needs 1 more for an extra point. Stalling on Segui. Now cross wrist tilt. We haven't heard that this year.
First one. Gee, we had to get up to 160 before you said it for the first time. 10 seconds.
He's going to try and get it. He needs 1 more turn to get it. Running out of time. Here he goes with that half again. See if he's able to do it.
Fall. Beat the clock. 2-1. He's not going to get it. Clayton Ulrich, a 15-1 winner at 160 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
For all those pokers, prodders, shuckers, and sniffers, All Giant Produce is triple checked. Farm, crate, and store. We're focusing on fresh, so you don't have to guess. My Giant. Save big on all of your game day favorites. Only at Giant, a proud sponsor of High School Sports Live.
Back in Lower Dauphin, Cedar Cliff with a 30-16 lead now as we move to 170 pounds tonight. And this is Gannon of Lower Dauphin taking on Hunter Nelson of Cedar Cliff.
I believe this is older brother Gannon Ulrich. I bet you their carpets are worn out in the Ulrich household. The sides of chairs have been beat. Mom and Dad might want to wait until they're out of the house to replace the furniture.
And I was watching the young guys, before the match tonight, the elementary school kids. I'm thinking, man, my brother and I used to do that in the living room floor all the time, and used to really bug Mom.
We used to hate my brother. He didn't wrestle. We stoked up the coal stove, and we wrestled in the middle of the living room until he got tired. Then I wrestled my dad until he got tired. Great first move there by Hunter Nelson. We'll see if he uses a half Nelson here.
Hunter, one of the seniors on this Cedar Cliff team who Coach Raps is really looking to for leadership this year.
Not doing a whole lot here. Both guys all rebased out. And Nelson just content riding behind. Now tries to get out and work an arm. Always got to get his head off the mat.
So Hunter Nelson of Cedar Cliff with a 2-0 lead after 1 period at 170. Kamal Pegram, the Lower Dauphin coach, saying, let's start up.
Neutral.
So we start the second period from the neutral position. Lower Dauphin trying to battle their way back in this when they gave up 2 forfeits right off the start and then lost the next 4, but have come back with 3 straight wins. A pin, and major decision to make it somewhat of a contest. It's 30-16. So already starting to move into the upper weights.
Already trying a headlock here. Not in a great position. Not in a great position. Loses it. When you throw that, you can't have hesitation. It's got to be all one motion. The minute you hesitate, the minute you lose your position with that. And doing a headlock from your feet is a really difficult thing. One of the things I see these guys missing a lot are the sag headlocks as people are extending themselves. The ability to do it from your knees versus your feet, a whole lot easier and a whole lot more effective. Already right to his feet. Now trying to headlock. Enough to give him some space. Needs to cut that arm between. Does. Earns 1.
So he gets on the board to make it 4-1.
Working heads here. Still trying that headlock. It's going to be hard to do that against Nelson. He keeps himself in pretty good position. Lowers his level well. And he's a little bit taller. So
you like those tall, lanky wrestlers.
Don't like wrestling. Again, does the same thing. Already now. I don't know about that one. Bob saw something over there where the foot must have went out and came back in. Not having a good vantage point. I will trust his experience.
We were talking before the match with him and said that's one of the rule changes this year as far as the pressure points and stuff on the boundaries.
Yeah, and it's like in college you can do it from the neutral position for takedowns. What's changed in high school wrestling this year is you can pin somebody. Normally, when the 2 parts of your back they call the scapula are outside of the circle, if they were flat against the mat, you couldn't be pinned. Now you can be pinned out of bounds, but you need to have at least 2 supporting points of one of the wrestlers in bounds while you do it.
Okay, so we're going to move to period number 3 at 170 pounds. Hunter Nelson of Cedar Cliff with a 4-1 lead over Gannon Ulrey of Lower Dauphin. George, you mentioned earlier the El Hodge name in Steel High. Let's give a shout out to the Rollers that were resurrecting the wrestling program this year.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a home teamer because I'm involved with the wrestling program, but I think it's been since 92.
95, I think.
95 since the last time. So with my history and wrestling, and excited to join Coach D. Evans, who's a really experienced, great guy for the program. And we're building young men. It's exciting for Stilton to be back on the map with wrestling.
And I understand we'll be eligible for individual postseason this year, correct?
Correct. We're going to line up a couple of exhibition matches, but postseason we do have the ability to compete.
Good to have the Rollers back in the wrestling fold. 140 to go here, 3rd period, 170. Hunter Nelson of Cedar Cliff, 5-1 advantage over Gannon Ulrey of Lower Dauphin.
A lot of pushing here. Not a whole lot of action. It's tough when you're ear to ear to do much. Now Nelson's got a good front headlock position. He's got to do a snap and spin. He's got to bury that arm and the head. Try to spin around. You don't want to be underneath there. You want to be over top. There you go. Now he's over top.
Now he got it. Minute to go.
Already looking to be running out of steam here. Warning the top guy for stalling here. Nelson being warned. Already now with his head on the mat. I'd suspect that he's going to even it up with the bottom guy here soon.
You said head on the mat about 4 times tonight, but you haven't said you can't score with your head on the mat.
Yeah, you cannot. Well, that's the truth. And look, even worse things happen when your head's on the mat. You're going to lose 6 for your team.
Can he
you
get it?
cannot wrestle with your head on the mat.
Seconds ticking down. 2, 1. Not quite.
Oh, no.
Just missed.
Yep. Right
3 points for Nelson, so he's going to take an 11-1 victory at 170 pounds. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Back at Lower Dauphin. After dropping 3 straight, Cedar Cliff finally gets back in the win column via Hunter Nelson at 170. It's 34-16 as we move now to 180 pounds. Brandon Schaefer of Lower Dauphin
versus Elijah Aikida from Cedar Cliff. Schaefer coming back last year. I know he made a deep run into districts. I think he made it to states last year. One heck of a running back for Lower Dauphin as well.
I still remember the game he had against Cumberland Valley in football 2 years ago over here at the stadium in Hershey. Falcons pulled the upset that night thanks to him.
I had to mention another cross wrist tilt.
There you go. We got that one for a change. Okay.
He now spins and twists and readjusts into a tight half, and I think this might be lights out. He's got that solid and tight. He gets perpendicular. Now he's going to go and probably lace both legs. Now come again to the side and gave it up. Boy, you had that. You can't give space there. You've got to continue to drive. You got to decide whether or not you want to lace both legs up and face him, or whether you want to go perpendicular. You can't be indecisive.
1 point escape for Aikida, so it's 7-1.
We're watching him mature as a freshman. He's getting much more powerful legs. Nice. Also get to test the guys and see what kind of shape they're in. And see, well, it's a whole lot different from football to wrestling.
Right.
Nice. Outside shot. Great job by Schaefer to try to re-switch. But Aikida has nothing of it and earns the takedown.
Gets it. Plays beat the clock to get those points.
Schaefer defers. Aikida selects neutral.
There's another quick look at this quick move. So entertaining, 7-3. Going to the second period, Brandon Schaefer leading Elijah Aikida.
Got to be careful with leaning too far forward there. You want to keep your weight even. Never get out of position. Great ankle snag. If he's able to gather the other one in, that'll be 2. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. He's got to drag him in. Got to drag. You cannot flee the mat there. You got to be careful. He cannot flee the mat.
Gonna pull his shoe off.
Well, he can't pull the shoe. That's both illegal on both sides and no takedown. And he did call a technical violation. Oh no, he called fleeing the mat there. So again, remember, you cannot leave the mat. You cannot wrestle away in that way. It's called fleeing the mat. It's a technical violation. I was a little concerned about him having the entire shoe and dragging him. It wasn't the ankle, it was the shoe.
Right.
I don't know if the referee saw that. Schaefer again he's always coming forward. You know, if you're going to wrestle against him, you'd want to use his weight against him the entire time. You got to stay stable, not continue to press or get yourself over the top too much. Guys just ear to ear. Schaefer now shooting on a single. Again, the out of bounds line. He's gathered 2 there. Now he earns 2. Now what's called there, when you come and you take the guy down, you cannot remain with your hands locked once he's in the defensive position. So you've got to unlock your hands and then work up. You can't continue to keep them locked.
So end of 2 periods at 182. There's 182. Brandon Schaefer. Here we go to the edge of the mat.
Schaefer selecting the defensive position. Aikida choosing to go neutral. Doesn't feel comfortable on the mat. And gets taken down. Now down 13-4. That was a good double leg takedown there. Like a football tackle. Now trying to work a one-on-one.
George, could a wrestler ever go into a match like this where if he has an opportunity maybe to get a pin, you pass up on it because you want to like maybe get a workout in or work on some things?
You know, there's times where wrestlers feel clearly in control and want the match to go on. I don't think this is one of them. But there are times where you want to get a workout in. It's usually not the favorite of your coach. You know, but I see a lot of good wrestlers trying to work up the points to close to a technical fall and then put them away with a pin to get the ultimate 6 points rather than 5 for team points. But again, you run the risk of something crazy happening.
One slip up and you could be on your back looking at the lights. Minute to go. 182.
Stalling now on Aikida. Schaefer now working a corkscrew. Now trying to get a near side cradle, far side cradle.
.30 seconds.
Lets him up. At the urging of his coaches, let him up.
So it's 13-5. Still a major decision at this point. We're going to start back in the center for the final 10 seconds of this one. And that's going to be it. 13-5 winner for Brandon Schaefer of Lower Dauphin at 182. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Now we go to 195 pounds. And there's going to be a walkover.
Again, I was expecting to see a good matchup there. Instead of going up one to wrestle a different opponent, Schaefer and coach from Lower Dauphin, Kamal, ended up to send him out at his natural weight at 182.
So now we move to 220 after that forfeit at 195, the third forfeit of the match so far. That makes the score 40-20 in favor of Cedar Cliff. And we're now at 220. Dan Pascali of Lower Dauphin against Donovan Ball of Cedar Cliff.
Yeah, Ball's tough. There he goes, straight to a half. This could be over quick. And Ball's moving up a weight class too. He's normally, there he goes.
There it is. 36-second fall for Donovan Ball of Cedar Cliff at 220. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
So we are quickly upon our last match of the night, 285 pounds. Cedar Cliff with a 46-20 lead over Lower Dauphin.
Big weight difference here with Kyler Wiesner versus, I believe, Anthony Shires. Wiesner weighing in at 273 and Shires at 217. Only weight class you see a big difference between the weight limits of individuals. Wiesner
just overpowered him.
And again, remember, we can earn a fall with the supporting points in. Unable to put him away there, though. Might have earned 3.
He did. I guess football terminology, that would be a bull rush.
That was a bull rush.
Yeah, he just bulled him right over. But off the mat, so we'll come back and start again in the middle. Kyler Wiesner with an early 5-0 lead.
Giving up 1. Anthony Shires making it 2-1. I'm sorry, 5-1. There it is, double underhook now. Front headlock. Got to take him to the mat before he tries to spin on him. With that weight advantage, he should be pulling him down, banging his forehead on the mat, and spinning around. Shires doing a good job of fending it off. Now again, got to put him to the mat. Now he's got to be careful. Down underneath. Cedar Cliff crowd not liking it, but both guys going out of bounds. .4 seconds remain.
So we'll go to period number 2 at 285. Kyler Wiesner Lower Dauphin with a 5-1 lead. For Anthony Shires of Cedar Cliff. Colts wrapped this one up long ago. 46-20. Just this result to be added in.
What do you think I'm going to say? You can't win with your head on the mat. He tries now a wing down roll through, which is a famous heavyweight move. Trying to use his weight to get the other guy on his hip and spin around, but Shires still maintaining control. Wiesner now back on his feet, or back on his knees. Again, head on the mat, not a good spot to be. Shires working a half. Wiesner winging it out. Now taking his arm through and able to roll him through for 2 reversal. Now he's turned to wrist under. He's going to try and tuck this thing on his hip, put all his weight on him. He's got to be careful where he puts that arm. Can't take it away from the body. He wants to put it in his hip. There he goes. He started him going, got the other leg out. He lost it. Now crossface. Trying to work a power half. Most guys make the mistake of trying to twist that over at the shoulder. You hear coach yelling at the elbow. Now again trying to work. Got to grab the other arm. Up. And again, can't pull that away from the body. That goes against the joint. Wiesner was still with a 7-1 lead, 17 seconds remaining in the second period.
Both big guys working hard.
Great job by Shires getting to his feet. We'll see if he can stay there and try and get away. Nope. It's tough to bear that weight for an entire period.
So we go to our final period of the night. Kyler Wiesner of Lower Dauphin, 7-1 lead over Anthony Shires of Cedar Cliff. When we started the night, George, we were talking about these two teams being contenders in Mid-Penn Keystone. I think we also have to add Northern in there.
Yep.
The Polar Bears off to a good start. And in fact, we will have them in our next wrestling telecast coming up in 2 weeks. It'll be the Cedar Cliff Colts down at Northern.
It's also exciting this year, being picked up by PCN for our next 4 matches in January with a statewide audience. And we got some great live action coming up throughout the season. Thanks to the sponsors, we got a robust wrestling schedule ahead of us. Not much action here. Referee Bob Gano calling a stalemate here. Got to be careful. He knocks him off his base here with this half.
Approaching a minute to go.
Good job by Wiesner. Getting to a base, now getting to his feet. He's got to continue to face him, work back around. It's going to be a lot to be able to hold on to that weight, and he's unable to. Wiesner now spinning around to make it 9-1. Now he curled that wrist again, trying to put it in his hip. Now trying to take him over. Looks like this is the way it may end.
With an An 8-point decision for Kyler Wiesner at 285. And that's how it's going to play out. Wiesner the winner. 9-1 to close out tonight's action. We'll be back to wrap things up. You're watching High School Sports Live on ABC 27.3, presented by PHFA.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, you two. It's dinner time.
When Marcus and Michelle were starting their family, they came to the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for their home loan. We're proud we could help Marcus, Michelle, and Mia. If you're looking for an affordable home loan or refinancing option, give us a call. We offer down payment and closing cost assistance too. Call us weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or check our website. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. We help homeownership dreams come true.
My 3 CCA students love attending cyber school. They love the interaction with the other families, with their teachers, with the other students. The students will learn on the computer. They have live lessons just like the lessons would be in a typical school when you go to it. As a learning coach, my role is to support my students and facilitate their education. The curriculum is very extensive, and so the students are being challenged every single day in their different subject areas. CCA has helped my family to get a quality education, and it has been a wonderful experience.
Living proof of the difference you can make when you're all for health. Highmark Blue Shield.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today. Because whatever your regrets in life, your insurance company shouldn't be one of them.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 717-731-1142.
At Pizza Hut, our original pan dough rises fresh every day, making it crispy on the outside, soft and chewy on the inside. And now you can get our original pan as part of the $6.99 any deal. That's 2 medium pizzas with any toppings, any crust, any specialty for just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
Back at Lower Dauphin, John Reppes along with George Hartwick, where we just watched the Cedar Cliff Colts with a dominating performance against the Lower Dauphin Falcons. The Colts win at 46-23. George, really not much going on right from the start with 2 forfeits for the Colts right off the start, and it was just all Colts after that.
I think the Cedar Cliff Colts made a statement tonight. They're the head of the class. Lower Dauphin, while they came out with an early win in the season, it's going to be difficult for them to really compete unless they're able to fill some of these holes in their lineup. You can't start out down 12 against tough competition and then give up another forfeit at the upper weight.
Right.
That puts you 18 points behind. You got to expect bonus points. Now, we can say they've got some real studs throughout their lineup with some great potential and some young nucleus of kids that we're going to watch and probably will have some kind of say in the postseason.
Yeah.
But from a team perspective, I think Lower Dauphin may be in a challenging position to be able to expect their wrestlers that are really the ones at the heart of their lineup to come up with bonus points to enable them to really be competitive in tough environments.
Okay, this is the Mazzetti and Sullivan post-match show, and now one of our other features, the Capital Region Insurance Agency move of the match, and this one came up at 160 pounds. Nice little spin move there by Clayton Ulrey. George, what's so impressive about that?
Well, what happened there? The Cedar Cliff wrestler was in deep on the leg, and Ulrey did a full sellout. So normally you sprawl away. In this case, he made a commitment to do a 360-degree spin move to come back and around on top. So you don't do those things halfway. You don't see them frequently. Mm-hmm. And when they work out, they actually look pretty nice on film.
Yeah, so an unusual move, and that's was our Capital Region Insurance Agency move of the match. Again, you're watching the Mazzetti and Sullivan post-match show, and we'll be back with more here at Lower Dauphin to wrap things up right after this.
The Advanced Hoops training staff features Division I level instructors and coaches who have played professionally. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction has proven transformational for players in South Central PA. Gerald Jarman takes players to the next level in his dribbling and crossover intensity classes. Archie Smith teaches intense speed and agility and is very motivational. 6'9" Duke McCamey is excellent at teaching young post player technical skills around the basket.
Over 30 years of Division I and professional experience. It doesn't get any better than that.
Every day, we pride ourselves in what we do. Hard work is put into every pre-owned vehicle we put on the road. We make sure they are all safe and reliable for your peace of mind. Your real value comes from the Hoffman name and the people that stand behind it. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, just call me, Ryan.
What were you thinking, Chuck?
You're not 18 anymore.
Is my leg supposed to bend like that?
6 months on the heating pad. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder if cartilage grows back.
Yep, that's gonna break right in half.
This looks so easy on TV.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rental, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your projects from start to finish. With 11 locations, Groff Tractor is always close by your equipment needs. Groff also offers 24/7 field service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Back here at Lower Dauphin for one final time. This is the Mazziti and Sullivan post-match show here from Lower Dauphin, where the Cedar Cliff Colts defeated Lower Dauphin Falcons by a score of 46-23. One final accolade to hand out tonight. It's our Hoffman Ford Wrestler of the Match, and that came for Lower Dauphin at 145 pounds, and it's TT Elhodge. George?
TT, they were on this run of losing all the matches up to 145. They were down 30 to nothing. And TT actually bumped up one weight and came out with an impressive, aggressive first period pin to get Lower Dauphin back on the scoreboard here tonight on Alumni Night. Gave the hometown crowd a little something to cheer for, and also made a statement that as a sophomore wrestler, he wants to come out, not just get a 30-win season, but hopefully compete in the postseason as well. So great job to TT Elhodge, following in a great tradition of Elhodge wrestlers.
Okay, so TT, our Hoffman Ford Wrestler of the Match, and that's going to about do it here on the Mazziti and Sullivan post-match show. Just a reminder, our next basketball telecast here on High School Sports Live is going to be coming up the day after the new year, January 2nd. It's going to be CD East and Carlisle. Airtime for that will be 7:30, and our next wrestling match will be 2 nights after that, January 4th, Thursday. It's going to be Cedar Cliff and Northern. This one could be the one that decides the Mid-Penn Keystone title, the way things are looking right now. So again, that's going to wrap it up here from Lower Dauphin. For George Hartwick, I'm John Repitz. Thank you for watching tonight. Thanks to our Vicka Sports crew for bringing you the sights and sounds of this one. Again, Cedar Cliff defeats Lower Dauphin by a score of 46-23. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And for wrestling, we'll see you in 2 weeks.